going on, everyone? This is Dominic the Dominator with the Veterans Den channel, recording this video to introduce myself and the channel to everyone out there who's watching this. So basically, let's start off with who I am. My name is Dominic. I'm a third generation Navy Seabee. My grandfather was a World War II Seabee equipment operator. My dad was also a Seabee equipment operator, and I myself am a 16-year Navy veteran equipment operator. Did 12 years active duty, 4 years reserve duty, and went to Iraq twice and did a combat contingency in Albania. Spent most of my time in San Diego, where I went from the battalions in Port Hueneme with the MCB4, went down as an instructor, combat skills instructor with ACB1, and then I was able to get into Naval Special Warfare, did SEAL team support, and loved that. That was probably my big highlight of my career, where I spent the majority of my career doing combat support for Naval Special Warfare and the SEAL teams. So after I got out, one of the things I did was help support veterans. I did a lot of volunteer work, working with veterans, doing outreach with the VA and other nonprofits. After that, I started working with major nonprofits as doing outreach, all the way up to case management, to lead case manager, and even up to assistant director and director. While doing that, I saw things that I liked and things I didn't like. I turned around, started going to school to get a better education, to go towards my social worker degree. While going to school, I was still out there working with veterans, networking, helping veterans get housed, case managing, all that on my own, and also helping and assisting other case managers in the area of LA County. When I decided to start my own nonprofit, and through the help and guidance and mentorship of Esperanza Ortega, I started the Kikoa Veteran Foundation. Fast forward 2 years, we end up deciding to have my nonprofit become part of her nonprofit with the Student Soldiers Justice Memorial Foundation. And now my nonprofit is a program under her nonprofit, which is really good because now I am doing a whole lot more, and I've expanded and grown, and I'm able to help a lot more veterans across several states. So I am the operations and programs manager for the Student Soldiers Justice Memorial, and it's something that I love to do and something I enjoy. And for myself, it's therapy, helping veterans in need, and going out there and finding them, doing outreach, getting them housed, standing up for veterans' rights, which I've done many times in front of a lot of news media outlets and local government offices. So it's something I take a lot of passion for. So when you look on YouTube, you see a lot of channels out there talking about veterans' needs and politics and everything. And I decided that I would want to start my own YouTube channel, not only to talk about what veterans need, but get perspective. Talk about issues facing veterans, maybe even do some humor videos to make people laugh, to show that, that veterans have big hearts and we're big, goofy guys at times, but also get real serious at times and talking about the issues like PTSD, anxiety, depression, suicide awareness, suicide prevention, and also stuff like transitioning. One of the main things that a lot of veterans have is transitioning out from the military back into the civilian life and civilian community. I know me personally, I've struggled with that. And going from being top-notch, Sailor of the Quarter, put in a couple times for Sailor of the Year, big combat veteran, combat action ribbon recipient, and all this other stuff, and I get out and I'm struggling in the civilian world, where I assumed that I was going to get a job easily. I had no worries. I was going to get a job right away, and everything was going to come to me easy because I'm a combat veteran, I'm coming back from Iraq, all this stuff. None of that happened. I ended up struggling. I was going for low-wage jobs, constantly bouncing around from job, from being let go, and just not finding my foothold or my place in this whole civilian world. So I struggled. Also, too, I battled with PTSD, which I was scared about. I didn't want no one to know that I had PTSD because I was scared that I would be seen as a crazy person and that they would take my son away from me. So I kept that inside. Part of it was denial. Part of it, I kind of didn't want to ask for help out of fear at the same time. So, while being on back in the civilian world, I struggled, like I said, with PTSD, also suicidal thoughts, and all that bad stuff that veterans go through. And I went through it all. Also, even facing homelessness, living out of my car. So when it came for me to have a chance to work with veterans and volunteer and help and do outreach, and then later became a job, I finally found something that I truly enjoyed and loved. I loved it. I absolutely loved helping veterans. I love seeing their faces when they're getting housed. I love finding veterans out in the middle of nowhere. I remember doing going out on outreach in the Azusa Hills, trekking in 3-4 miles just to a small homeless camp and finding one Air Force veteran there. Loved it because he was surprised that someone actually cared, that somebody from his own family, which I call family, which is all the veterans that I come across, we're all family. Going out there and helping them, you know, that's what I love to do. So when creating this channel, I wanted something that people can come in, even veterans, even civilians, family members come, and it'd be a beacon or post, an outpost where they can come and understand what veterans are dealing with. Why is mommy acting this way? Why is daddy acting this way? How come my son is distant from the family? Are there other veterans that also struggle like I did when coming out of the military and having all these transition stories? So the aim for this channel is going to be something, a mixture of humor, a mixture of, we're going to do, I don't want to say stunts, but I got a couple of ideas of what I want to do as far as like having civilians try things that military personnel has done. Maybe have veterans look at war movies, get their thoughts and takes, maybe interviews and sit downs, but also provide transition stories, you know, and go interview veterans and talk about how they struggled when they came out and what needs to be done, or even stories of triumph where veterans came out, they got a job, everything was good, they did this, they did that. You know, something that veterans can come to the channel and say, hey, I relate to that guy. Hey, that guy is also struggling with what I was dealing with. So they're not alone. So basically, also giving advice as case management, as social workers, so someone can come here and get advice for case management and be in the social worker field, and also give them a helpful hand on dealing with veterans. My population is not the easiest to deal with. I've been in nonprofits in LA where I've had social workers quit just because they could not handle the way veterans are. You know, we're rude, we're vulgar, we're straight to the point, and we'll hold you to it. We'll hold you to the line if you say something. So with that being said, giving them a place to come and check things out. As you can tell, by no means am I any type of photographer or film person or anything like that. I'm just simply picking up a camera and starting off. So it's funny is I'm really good at public speaking. Like I said, I was combat skills instructor. I think the largest class I did was largest class I ever had was about 1,200 students or 1,200 military personnel, teaching them combat skills. And with that, that was my largest class. It's totally easy, have no problem with it. But what's funny, and you can even see in the last video where I was constantly messing up in the beginning where I had the camera right in front of me. It's a little weird to me having a camera in front of me and just talking one-on-one as opposed to me just being in a large group. I'm very used to that, very used to being in front of camera with the media, all the reporters. I've done that so many times, but I'm still learning. And as you can tell in some of the videos, I will mess up. By no means am I an expert, but the main thing is I hope that I get the point across or get the message across that I'm trying to do. So with this channel, I will be promoting veterans' needs. I will be interviewing veterans. I'll be doing some funny stuff with veterans, some funny stuff with civilians, you know, just to keep it all around. Maybe do some cadence videos, do some morning inspiration, motivation. You know, I just wanted it to be a one-stop shop for veterans to just come, laugh, get information, see that we're all out here together. We're all still one family. We're all still one military combat family. And also for family members to come and understand and help and figure out why their family's acting a certain way. You know, why are they distant? Why are they don't like loud sounds? Why is it that they don't like bushes in front of their windows or trees in front of their windows? You know, a lot of the stuff I've dealt with as far as with PTSD from Vietnam veterans all the way to recently with Iraq. So definitely have a lot of knowledge. I'm constantly growing and learning, and I want to share that with everybody. I also want people to ask questions, and I'll definitely, if possible, make a video about it and pass on some knowledge. Or if you have an experience, let me know and reach out to me. But that is my main purpose of this channel, is to be informative. So as you can tell, I'm running off of no script, just kind of talking from the brain, and hopefully it's not too bad. So hopefully I don't have to record this all over again, because this is, I think, the 5th or 6th time me recording this video. So bear with me, learning and training. New guy, FNT or FNG. So don't mean to mess up anymore. But I want to say thank you for coming to this channel. I want to say thank you for supporting veterans. Thank you for those who are family members of veterans and being there through the hard times for these vets. It's very important that we support them in their needs and combat suicide, combat depression, combat PTSD, MST, for those who have dealt with that. So once again, thank you. I hope to have a lot of videos being put out. My main goal is to try to at least have 1 video a week, maybe 2. So roughly in between there, with work and traveling to other states for the SSJM Foundation. But like I said, any questions, anything, please comment. Please subscribe, like the video, hit the notification button, all that stuff you always hear from every single video out there on YouTube. I'm learning that is actually helping other videos to get to the masses. So that's what I want for my channel and my videos, is to get out to the masses, especially all the veterans out there, all of the family members of veterans, and also people in the community, in the civilian sector, and the civilian world, to help better understand what veterans are going through and what veterans are dealing with, and maybe help answer questions that they may have. So like I said, like, subscribe, hit that notification button, comment any comments, questions, concerns, any ideas you might have, please pass it on to me. Would love to hear from you guys, and hoping to help many more through this veteran channel, through the Veterans Den channel. And thank you, and hope to make you all happy. Carry on smartly.